Today, we're talking about chords. Weird chords. For the purposes of this video, chords are 3 or more unique simultaneous pitches. You see, I've been thinking. I know, right? What a surprise. Anyways, I was thinking. Chords often fall into 2 categories, consonance and dissonance. Many would say triads are the most consonant chords, and clusters are the most dissonant chords. Now here's a question for you. Is there a midpoint between these two? Can we have triad and cluster at the same time? Here's a triad. It has a root, third, and fifth. Let's make it clustery. By using a major and minor third at the same time, we split into 2 thirds. This is called the split third. This appears in classical music, blues music, and film music. The split third is closely related to the Hendrix chord. Now this is a cool chord that exists. It's fairly dissonant, but there exists some memory of consonants. We split the third of the chord. Can we split more chord tones? Let's start with the most common triad, the major triad. Now, let's split the root. If we split downwards, we get an inverted major 7th chord. However, splitting upwards gets us what we're looking for, dissonance with a memory of consonants. This is the split root. When voiced in first inversion, it has a Ravellian quality. The split root chord is closely related to the diminished scale. I sure wonder if that will be a theme with these chords. We split the root, we split the third, let's split the fifth. If we split the fifth downwards, we get a split fifth chord. Note that all but the root note are downward splits. Fun fact, the minor split fifth is my favorite chord. It's very useful for creating pretty music, and tense music. Once again, the split fifth chords are a member of the diminished scale. Now, let's turn up the heat. Not much to say about the split seventh. This is the most dissonant of the split chords, as it contains 3 adjacent notes. These 3 adjacent notes also break the diminished scale pattern. We split a 7th. Can we split a 9th? Not really. Splitting the 9th is the same as splitting a root or a third, and adding an extra note. At this point, you're entering elbow on the piano territory. This begs the question, why use these ugly-looking chords? Split chords are important because they are true to their sound. Often in music theory, one will encounter something simple but weird-looking, and make it look nice. However, making it look nice turns the chord into something quite complicated to digest. The Hendrix chord being a perfect example. The Hendrix chord is called a flat 7 sharp 9, and the sharp 9 looks nicer than the equivalent flat third. This sharp 9 sort of fixes the problem of the diminished scale, the home of split chords. A scale with too many notes for staff paper. However, the sharp 9 only looks nice, and misses the point of the chord. The clash between major and minor. It makes more sense to hear a Hendrix chord as a major and minor chord, a split third, with a flat 7. Fancy chords are often fancy because they are made to look nicer on the page at the expense of how they sound. Remember, music is heard far more often than music is read. Also, the way these split chords were created was with a fun thought experiment. Take an existing concept, experiment with it, and extend it really far to see what happens. Sometimes, nothing happens. Sometimes, you get interesting results. This is really the entire essence of my channel. I know I'll be using split chords more often, and I hope you can too. Thank you for watching this video. Consider subscribing. My caveman brain enjoys watching numbers grow bigger. And always remember, stay safe and stay hydrated.